Greetings everyone, my name is Mind Mover Monique. I am one of the science communicators here at the Mind Museum. So welcome to Mind at Home. This episode is brought to you by Locally. So because we want to slow down the spread of the disease COVID-19 and to help flatten the curve, many of us are being asked to stay at home as much as possible. This means we can't go outside, we can't go to school, or we can't visit museums just yet. It's always important for us to remember that the virus is still out there and we should limit going outside only when it is necessary. When you have to go outside, please wear a mask and a face shield as well. And make sure that you frequently wash your hands with soap and running water. So while we're at home, make sure to keep washing your hands, keep yourself fit and healthy by eating lots of fruits and vegetables, taking vitamins if you need it, and to exercise as well. So while you're at home, what are some things we can do, right? How can we keep learning, and is it possible to have fun while doing so? So of course, the answer is yes. Here at the Mind Museum, we are bringing you Mind at Home so that we can show you different science activities that you can do so that you can learn more while you're at home and you can have fun while doing it as well. So for this episode, we're going to be making some cheese. So before we start, I just want to ask everyone, if you have any questions or any comments, please write them down in the comment section below and we'll try to answer your questions live here at Mind at Home. All right, so today we're going to be making cheese, right? This episode is called Cheesy Science. Before we start doing any of this, make sure that you wash your hands properly with soap and water for 20 seconds while you're doing this at home, no? So we have to make sure that our hands are clean because we are going to be handling some food. All right, so what are we doing today? We are making some cheese, diba? Gagawa tayo ng cheese. Pero diba cheese is a dairy product. It's made from milk, right? Actually, that's right, that's true. So cheese is made from milk. Traditionally, cheese is made from milk. Around the world, it's made mostly from cow's milk, but we can also use milk from other animals as well. So we also use goat milk or sheep milk and even some water buffalo milk. So here in the Philippines, we have our own water buffalo. This is the Carabao. So let's start with our demonstration or with our experiment today. We're going to look at some of the materials that we'll need and some of the ingredients that we need as well. So first, you're going to need your ingredients. So I have in this bowl, I have some whole milk. So I'm using cow's milk today, no? So this is the milk that you can buy in any store. This is whole milk, or what we call also full cream or full fat milk. So it's important to use full cream milk, not the low fat milk or non-fat milk, or hindi rin yung mga skimmed milk or mga milk powder, evaporated milk. Kasi iba na po yun sila ng gatas. These are processed already. May konting ingredients or some of the fat and some of the other things have been changed in this milk. So for our cheese today, we need to use whole fat or whole cream milk. So that's what I have in this bowl here. Our other ingredients, of course, we're going to be using some fruits. No? So we're going to be using some citrus juice. The citrus juice that I have here, so this is the citrus juice. This is calamansi juice, okay? So we have some whole calamansis here. This is around maybe 2 to 4 tablespoons of calamansi juice. So this is calamansi juice from around 8 to 10 calamansis, 8 to 10 pieces of calamansi. So I have that here. I squeezed that out earlier. We're also going to need some salt. And of course, we're going to be making cheese. We also need some of our bowls, some mixing spoons. You'll also need a stove and a pot to heat up the milk, and we're also going to use some other things as well. So to make our cheese, we're going to need a strainer. So this is a strainer that I have. It's a strainer, and we're going to need some cheesecloth. So yung cheesecloth din, yung tawag nito sa iba is katsa, pero may iba-ibang versions kasi ng cheesecloth or ng cloth na katsa yung tawag. So some also use muslin, yung tawag nila. So it's a cloth that has marami siyang holes, or it's very loose. So you can sort of see underneath. Makita nyo yung fingers ko underneath. No? So yung cloth na to is enough for our cheese to drain later on. So I'm going to put that here on the side. So now we're going to start, no? So I have here some whole milk. So this is around 2 cups of whole milk, or around 500 milliliters of whole milk. I heated this up earlier, no? So before we started our episode today, I heated this up. We're going to heat up our milk to around 45 to 60 degrees Celsius. So if you have a thermometer, you can put that in the pot as well while you're heating up the milk. So make sure you heat it up slowly. Kung wala kayong thermometer sa bahay, na para pagkain, no, hindi naman natin gagamitin yung thermometer natin para sa to take our temperature, no, kung may fever tayo. If wala kayong thermometer, what you can do actually is test nyo kung pwede nyo pang matouch yung container, or you can put your clean fingers in the milk at mafe-feel nyo na siya na mainit na siya, warm na siya, pero hindi siya hot enough to boil, or hindi siya hot enough na mapapaso tayo, no? So it's not hot enough to cause burns. So yun yung temperature that's okay for us, no? When you're heating up the milk, you can actually start to see may konting bubbles na siya at the sides, or you can even notice some steam, no? So may steam na rising up from the milk. So if it's, those are some visual or other cues that you can use to identify if your milk is warm enough. So pag mainit na yung milk nyo, so I have here my warmed milk, what you're going to do is, you're going to add our 3 to 4 tablespoons of calamansi juice. So we're going to add it to the warm milk. Okay, and when we add this, we're going to mix it a bit, and you can actually start to see some things happening to our milk right away. Okay, so our milk is actually starting to curdle. Okay, and you're going to let this sit, so you just let it, you just mix it for a bit, and you let it sit for around 10 to 15 minutes. You let it cool down a bit. So since we're not going to wait 15 minutes for our cheese to form, I actually have one here that I made a few minutes before we started our video. Okay, so our milk is here. This is our milk, our warmed milk earlier, and I also added calamansi juice to this. You can actually see that it actually started to curdle, no? So nagka-curdle na yung gatas natin. So once you have this, you can actually see that there is parang may liquid pa, pero meron ding mga clumps of white na solid. So what is this? This is actually how we make our cheese. This is the start of our cheese, no? So these white solid bits is yung tawag natin yung cheese curds natin, and this is what will make our cheese later on. So pag may ganito na kayo, around 10 to 15 minutes after it's been sitting, yung gagawin natin is strain natin siya. We're going to separate yung liquid from the solid. So we're going to separate our curds, which is the solid, and we're going to separate it from the whey, which is the liquid. So kung alam niyo yung nursery rhyme na Little Miss Muffet, she was eating her curds and whey. So what we're going to do is, we have our strainer here, we have our cheesecloth on top. Gagawin natin is separate natin yung curds and whey natin. We're going to pour it in, okay? So we're going to pour it in. And you're going to let this sit as well. Okay, let's do all of it. Okay. You can let this sit for another 10 to 15 minutes as well. So yung gagawin natin, this is our curds and whey. It's starting to separate. Magdidrip down yung whey and the water underneath. So kaya may strainer tayo. Actually, if you lift it up, you can see that there's already liquid inside. So yun po yung whey natin. It's dripping down. So yung maiiwan dito sa cheesecloth natin at sa strainer is our curds. So ito yung magiging cheese natin. So we're going to let this sit for another 15 minutes. And then after 15 minutes, what you can do is you're going to add some salt. So I have here some salt. Sa recipe natin for this amount of milk, which was around 2 cups of milk and around 3 tablespoons of calamansi juice, around 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon of salt is enough, no? So after the 15 minutes of our curds and whey straining or nagda-drain siya, we can add our salt, and we're going to mix it a bit para ma-distribute yung salt, no? So the salt actually serves 2 factors in our cheese. Yung first niya is pampalasa. So kailangan natin ng konting salt kasi kung wala siyang salt, medyo wala masyadong taste yung cheese natin. It will taste like milk lang, no? Or it will taste like a bit like calamansi juice. So the salt will add yung flavor to our cheese. So, di ba yung mga cheese natin, medyo maalat sila konti, that's what the salt will do. That's the first reason why we're adding salt. The second reason that we're adding salt is the salt will actually help in the chemical reaction that we're doing to make our cheese. So, the salt will stop the chemical reaction. It will stop our cheese from becoming too firm. Hindi na siya masyadong matigas. It will stop this reaction para masa-separate na at magda-drain na yung lahat ng liquid natin. Okay, so actually, even though it's only been a few minutes, you can see na our cheese curds are actually medyo formed na sila. You can see here, it's medyo solid. And you can see underneath in our bowl, we have a lot of whey. So, if you notice, yung whey natin, medyo yellow-green yung kulay niya. So, that's the color of the whey protein. So, whey is also a protein as well. What's left behind in the water is our whey protein and other trace amounts of other nutrients and other proteins, fats as well. Dito naman sa curds natin, ito yung actual cheese natin, no? So, this is what we will eat as cheese later on. So, yung cheese natin always starts out as curds, no? So, these curds naman, if you notice, they're a bit white. So, that's why most of our cheese are white because this is actually made of fats from the milk. That's why it's important to use whole fat milk or whole cream milk kasi yun yung magbigay ng structure din and taste and the texture of our cheese. And it's also made of proteins, no? So, what is the protein in milk that actually makes cheese? So, the protein that we use, that we need, that's in cow's milk, it's called casein. So, in cow's milk, around 80% of all the protein in cow's milk is made of casein. The rest is made of whey, which is the whey protein that's here in our liquid. And there are other small amounts of other proteins as well. So, all mammals that have milk have different amounts of casein, whey, and other proteins in the milk as well. So, even in human breast milk, there's a smaller amount of casein. It's around 40 to 60% of casein in there. So, what's the chemical reaction? What's the science behind making cheese? If you think back to our steps earlier, what we did was first we heated up the milk. So, why is it important to heat up the milk? When we heat up the milk, it actually makes the conditions better for our casein to be curdled or to form into our curds, no? So when we heat up the temperature, we are changing one factor or we are changing one property that the milk or the proteins have, so that we're changing the temperature. The next important thing that we should know about milk, sa cheese natin is we are using calamansi juice, right? So we are using calamansi juice because this contains acid, no? So our calamansi juice is actually made from calamansi. It comes from calamansi, and our calamansi has citric acid. So citric acid is an acid na we can find in our citrus fruits. So we have our calamansi, we have our lemons, we have our limes, oranges, yung mga mandarin, pongkan, dalandan, pomelo, and all of these other fruits, yung mga citrus fruits natin, medyo maasim konti at matamis konti. These all have citric acid. So, different citrus fruits have different amounts of citric acid as well as the other biological molecules that give them their taste, no? Kaya alam natin, ay, ito medyo maasim siya, citric acid to siya. So, the citric acid that we are adding to our milk is what changes the texture of our milk as well. So, the citric acid will change the pH or will change the acidity, no, of our proteins, our casein protein in our milk. And the change in acidity together with the change in temperature is actually what causes the white proteins and the fat that we see in the milk to curdle, and it forms this solid, no? So the change in acidity and temperature will cause the proteins to change shape, they will change their structure, and it forms our curdled, our curds, no? And it separates from the rest of our liquids and the other proteins in our cheese. That's why yung liquid natin, yellow-green yung kulay niya, hindi na siya white like our milk. Kasi the white comes from the casein and the fat that is here in our curds, no? So, You can see that our curds are actually a bit solid now. No, it's mostly drained. If after you've waited 15 minutes, no, you can add the salt, you can mix it a bit. And then, what you can do is, you can actually tie up, no? Ibabundle natin, kunin natin yung sides ng cheesecloth. Bundle natin together like this. And you can actually squeeze out some of the extra whey or the extra liquid. So you can squeeze it out a bit. You can rotate this. Okay, para mag-squeeze out siya. And then you can leave it like this, no? Nandito pa rin siya, nakatali siya. You can leave this sa fridge nyo. You can put it in the refrigerator for 2 hours or even up to overnight. No? So, overnight siya nasa fridge nyo or sa ref nyo para all of the whey or all of the liquid will finish draining out. Kasi matagal to na process, no? May marami pa ring liquid dito kahit mukhang medyo solid na siya. So, there's still a lot of liquid. We can let it drain out overnight. And then, after it's drained out overnight, we're going to actually have our final cheese product, which can look like this. So this is our cheese. Ito na po yung cheese natin, gawa natin from our milk and our calamansi juice, no? And may konting asin lang for flavoring. So kung mapansin nyo, medyo crumbly siya na cheese. It's very white. At masarap to actually kasi dahil ginagamit natin is calamansi juice, may slight taste din siya of calamansi juice. So, it's a bit sour, no? Maasim siya konti, pero creamy pa rin siya kasi cheese naman siya at mild yung taste niya. So, ito siya is actually a fresh cheese. Dahil ginagawa lang natin yun, you can do it in one day and you can drain it overnight. Pwede nyo siyang kainin right away. You can keep it in your fridge, no, for up to maybe 3 to 5 days. So, kainin nyo siya within 5 days. Dahil yung cheese na to, wala siyang preservatives, no? So, fresh cheese siya. Kainin nyo siya right away kasi dun yung best na texture niya. Because the longer it sits, syempre maging mas crumbly siya, magbabago yung texture ng cheese natin. So, you can eat this within 3 to 5 days. So, yun yung cheese natin, no? It's made from milk. It's made with our curdling agent, which is yung citric acid natin in our citrus fruits. And we also have other additions or flavoring, so which is our salt. So, ito, pinaka-simple na cheese to pwede natin gawin sa bahay. Pero, pag-isipin nyo, ang daming types of cheese, ang daming klase ng cheese, no? If you go sa mga tindahan, makikita nyo ang dami-daming ibang klase ng cheese. Yung iba mukhang soft, tulad dito. Yung iba medyo matigas. May ibang cheese na medyo yellow yung kulay or orange na yung kulay. Yung iba may mga veins pa na blue or green or medyo brown, yellow. So, maraming kulay, maraming iba-ibang klaseng cheese. So, how are these different types of cheese made? No? So, all cheeses start off with milk. Again, they start off with milk and they also need the curdling agent. So, these curdling agents can be acid, which is our citric acid, or pwede din siya natural. So, yung how cheese started off was, sabi nila, parang accidental lang daw yung pagdiscover ng cheese, no? Kasi may gatas daw sila, tapos naiwan nila dun sa labas, no? Naiwan siya, hindi siya naka-ref. This was hundreds of years ago. Tapos napansin nila, after a few hours or after a few days, nagpo-form na yung cheese sa side. So, wala naman silang nilagay na citric acid dun, no? Yung nangyari dun actually was, there was acid from our, an acid that was already found in the milk itself. And this acid is actually lactic acid. So lactic acid is formed when the milk ferments. So it's a chemical reaction that happens in our milk. It changes the lactose, which is a type of sugar in our milk, and it changes it into lactic acid. So yung lactic acid niya, pag naiwan mo yung gata sa labas, it's enough to actually make cheese curds, no, over a longer period of time. Kailangan lang ng saktong temperature at ibang conditions din. And it's actually enough to make cheese. So, yun yung curdling agents natin. We can use lactic acid, we can use citric acid as well. You can actually use other acids when you're making cheese at home. Yung mga acid natin na pwedeng gamitin, yung mga ginagamit natin sa pagkain din or sa pangluto, pwede din yung tawag natin na acetic acid, or isa to siyang acid na, ito yung acid na nasa vinegar natin, nasa suka, no? Pero, ito baka gusto nyo i-try lang siya kung okay ba yung taste niya. Kasi, syempre, yung taste ng vinegar natin will also stay in our cheese. So, kung yung cheese natin gawa sa calamansi ay may konting lasang calamansi, if gagamit din tayo ng vinegar, may vinegar taste din yung cheese natin, no? So, we can use acid in this way. Yung traditional naman na cheese, over the centuries, no, ginagawa ng mga tao around the world, yung ginagamit nila to make cheese instead of acid is, tawag natin rennet. So yung rennet is actually a mixture of different enzymes, or these are chemicals that are that will change our casein protein into curds, no? So yung enzymes na to, tawag din natin is chymosin or rennin, and these are these will actually make our casein curdle as well, no? So yung rennet natin, mahahanap to siya actually, na-extract to siya from the stomach ng mga cow, goat, sheep natin, no? Pero meron na din tayong mga ibang ways to make rennet now. Okay, so I think we have a few questions from our audience. The first question is, will I get a different kind of cheese if I use other citrus fruits like oranges or pomelo? Okay, so we're going to have, if you're going to use other citrus fruits, so if you use lemons, oranges, pomelo, may ibang taste din yung final cheese product natin. So it will probably look similar, pero iba din yung taste niya kasi yung taste ng calamansi juice natin is still in our cheese as well. So if you use orange juice or lemon juice, it will affect the taste of our cheese. Yung isang thing to consider, one thing that we should also experiment on, I guess, is to test gaano karaming juice yung kailangan mo. So sa recipe natin, dahil calamansi juice yung ginagamit ko, kailangan natin ng 3 tablespoons of calamansi juice. If we use other citrus fruits like lemons, oranges, pomelo, we might need to use a different amount of juice, no? Kasi different citrus fruits have different amounts of citric acid. So actually, if gagamitin natin is lemon, yung lemon at mga lime natin, ito sila yung medyo mataas yung citric acid content nila. So for the same amount of milk natin, tulad sa ginawa natin kanina, yung 500 milliliters or 2 cups of milk, around 2 tablespoons lang of lemon juice is enough to get ganitong texture ng cheese, no? Maybe that's something that you can experiment on is if you want to use oranges, no, or mga ibang citrus fruits. Gaano karami yung kailangan mo na juice para magawa yung ganitong texture ng cheese. You can actually also change the texture of the cheese. Kung mas konti yung citric acid mo or mas konti yung juice mo, maging mas smooth at creamy yung cheese natin. And if you add more, so kung mas marami pa yung citric acid from the juice natin ng citrus fruits, maging mas crumbly pa rin po yung cheese natin. So, different citrus fruits and different amounts will have different textures ng final cheese natin. It will also affect the flavor as well. Alright, we have another question. How about cheeses with mold? How are these formed? Okay, so that's a good question. No, marami tayong cheese, no? Maraming iba-ibang klase ng cheese. Sinabi natin kanina na yung cheese ginawa natin, this one is actually a fresh cheese. So ito sila, these are the cheeses na after ma-curdle sila at ma-drain, ma-separate natin yung curds from the whey, pwede na silang kainin on its own, no? After we add some salt or other flavorings. Pero if you look at the cheeses around the world, meron tayong maraming ibang klase ng cheese. So, cheese making, yung process of making cheese, marami tong steps, no? Generally, similar yung first few steps nila. Heat natin yung milk and we will curdle it. So we can curdle our casein using either rennet or our acids like citric acid or lactic acid. And then we will drain it, separate it, and we will add salt and other flavorings, no? So that's how you make fresh cheese. Paano yung mga harder types of cheese or yung mga cheese na may mold, no? Yung mga European cheeses that we know, yung mga brie, camembert, yung mga blue cheese natin, yung and other cheeses na may yung parang may outer rind sila or may mold sila. After na separate sila, so after they were drained, after na separate yung whey, yung ginagawa ng iba is may other processes pa tayo. So, yung iba sa kanila, they have other types of cheeses. They introduce other types of microbes. So, meron silang either yung mga fungi or yung mga mold that they add onto the cheese. Tapos, they mix it up with the cheese and then they store the cheese, no? So dahil na-drain out na lahat ng whey, they will dry this out, the cheese, and they will, what they call is, they will mature this cheese, no? So yung curds natin with our microbes, they will store this in a temperature-controlled and humidity-controlled area. So traditionally, nasa mga caves ito, pero ngayon meron naman tayong mga, sa mga commercially produced, meron na silang mga big rooms or para silang fridge that they can store the cheese para sakto yung temperature for the mold, for the microbes to develop yung mold sa cheese natin. So it's actually the mold that causes our brie, our camembert to have that coating on the outside, and it causes yung mga blue cheese to have yung veins inside. So it's the mold that does that, no? Those are the mold ripened cheeses. Pero syempre, around the world, especially dito sa Asia, mas uso sa atin, no, yung fresh cheeses natin, no, like this. Yung mga, pwede natin siya gawin today, kainin na rin natin siya today, no, or pwedeng tomorrow. So, hindi siya tulad ng mga mold-ripened cheeses that can take several months, no, bago pwede natin kainin yung cheese. So, dito sa Pilipinas, we actually have our own cheese, no, na ginagawa natin, yung tawag natin na kesong puti, no. So, yung kesong puti, it's made all over the Philippines. Usually, we can use cow's milk or we can also use Carabao milk, no? So, Carabao is a type of water buffalo. Other countries also use water buffalo milk sa regions nila, no? So, when we make our kesong puti, we use Carabao milk. May iba ding varieties of kesong puti which uses goat milk, no? So, yung gatas ng kambing, no? So, when we make kesong puti, yung ginagamit din natin is rennet minsan, or kung wala tayong rennet, ginagamit din natin yung ganito, yung calamansi or lemon juice, no? So, this is how we make our kesong puti. Para din siyang, it's also a fresh cheese. There are other fresh cheeses around the world, especially around Asia, no? Like, sa mainland Asia, sa Indian subcontinent near China, they also use lemon juice when they make their cheeses like paneer, like chena, turpy. Even in Japan and Korea, they also have cheeses that use acid, no, to make their fresh cheeses. And these cheeses have their own taste, depende sa gatas na ginagamit mo, sa cow ginagamit mo, or sa goat, or sa sheep. At depende rin kung ano yung acid na ginagamit mo. So marami tayong ibang-ibang cheeses that we can do or that we can make, no? So there's a lot of things that you can discover with cheese, no? It starts off with very simple ingredients. You only need 3 ingredients. You only need milk, citrus juice, and salt, and you can have cheese that you can put in so many different ways, no? And there's so many ways to modify our cheese to have our different cheese products, no? So you can make so many things at home. If you're going to make your cheese at home, no, you can take photos or take a video and pwede nyong i-post online. You can tag the Mind Museum so that we can see, no, ano yung ginagawa nyo na cheese. Maybe you can also post ano yung recipe nyo after, kung ginagamit nyo ba yung cheese sa tinapay nyo or kung nilagay nyo ba siya sa pasta or sa kung ano mang niluluto nyo, no. You can take photos and you can share that with us as well. Maybe you can share ano yung mga different citrus fruits that you used or ano yung mga recipes nyo. No? So this is how we make cheese using our citrus fruits. You can do this at home. So before we end our episode, just a reminder to everyone, please try to stay at home as much as possible to avoid the spread of the virus. No? Make sure you always wash your hands with soap and running water for at least 20 seconds. So especially when we're making our cheese, no, make sure you wash your hands before and after because we are going to eat this. No? Make sure you wash your hands with soap and running water. And while you're at home, make sure to follow the Mind Museum on all of our social media channels so that you can get more Mind at Home content. You can get more videos or more activities that you can do at home to learn what you can do at home as well. Make sure to follow us on all of our channels and to stay tuned for our next episode of Mind at Home. So that's going to be next week on Monday at 11 a.m. here on the Mind Museum's Facebook page for the next episode of Mind at Home. So stay at home, stay safe, and I hope you get to make some cheese on your own, or use food science and enjoy making it and enjoy eating your cheese as well. Bye, everyone!